Well, it's been literally only about 15-20 minutes since that last video. I rode my bike home, and I brought home some of the samples of those rock, the gravel that has the road paint on it, which is the exact same road paint as what was on the road, but it was not sprayed, and it's not from last year's spray job. These rocks shape-shifted into the local environment like chameleons would, and they were near the roadway with that paint, so they would blend in to their close proximity environment, and they will adopt features of that proximity to fool our eyes, to fool us humans into thinking they're just rock. If they have to blend in with the local environment, they have chameleon powers times a million, because this is shape-shifted to blend in. Something incredible happened to me, though. Incredible. And I'm speechless to it. The reason I noticed this painted rock anomaly was because earlier today I did bike home, and I was noticing some rocks, and I saw a white rock like this, not knowing exactly what was going on, and I decided to pick one up right here. I picked it up because it was in half. There was two halves, so this part here is broken off. There was another piece sitting on it, so it was a fuller rock. And it was interesting because this piece was kind of just in the gravel amongst the other rocks like this, and the other smaller piece was just about 5 inches off to the side. And I was looking at that, knowing full well that these could be possible eggs. They could be possibly entities that break out of the rock. Could be the actual entity itself. I didn't know, but I knew that these rocks are special. So I picked up both pieces, and I put them in my little under saddle kind of little bag here. It straps to the seat post and under the seat of the bike, and I stuffed it in there. Both pieces. So I just before I play this video, I wanted to pull these pieces out, and I can only find one. The other one is no longer in there. It is no longer in there. It is just dirt. It is dirt, like powder. Powder from a rock. That's all it is. I had both pieces in here. It's not anywhere in the fabric. I looked everywhere. Nowhere in the fabric at all. And I brought both pieces. Home. So what does that tell me? It tells me if I had both pieces in here, quite possibly I brought home an entity. That the other piece was the entity, was the creature. Demon, dragon, some other creature, small, ushered into this world, and it broke apart in powder, and then it left my bag, with the powers, with invisibility, with whatever. But I had both pieces in here. Only one piece, and the other piece, a little bit smaller, is gone. That's all I have left. Gone, just some powder left. So I'm prepared to say now that these rocks are entities. They're entities, and when they're ready, with other aliens or demons or whatever that's around that we don't see, they will finish the process. This breaks apart, and one of the two pieces has an entity in it, and that just vanishes. It vanishes into our world. It is ushered into our world. It's invisible, and it's probably gone to do the bidding of their master. And this is quite possibly how demons and otherworldly dimensional creatures come into our world, like this. So this tells me that these other rocks here, which have adopted the local close proximity features of the ground to blend in for us to just assume it's just natural rock, but sadly these entities were being placed next to a roadway with old paint, so this cannot be sold as paint. So this might in fact break apart too, like this. And then one of the pieces will have an entity, and that's just going to disintegrate to powder, and then that goes off in our world. Invisible, it's an entity in our world now. That might go about possessing a human body, an animal body, maybe some vegetation, maybe does other things, but it is ushered into this world. This entity broke apart and is into our world. I'm not sure if these are going to do the same thing. Maybe there needs to be a master or an entity or a demon nearby. Maybe the power of the sun, electricity, something. So it's quite possible this will just stay dormant. But I'm going to keep these. I'm going to keep these and we'll see what happens. And I'm not afraid anymore because I know the truth. The rocks, like eggs. It's like eggs, they hatch. These rocks are made, they're grown, there's some kind of demonic power that goes in them and then they break apart. And then we have this for the rest of our life on this planet, just a remnant of their creation, pebble. And the other part is gone and it ushered in an entity into this world.